Hey y'all. Okay, so the video I'm making today will include my crock pot because I wanted to go ahead and show my sister. She asked me for a video with a crock pot. There's a lot of things that I make in this crock pot that are fast and simple, especially for me, Monday through Friday, because I have to come home, cook dinner for the people that I have here in my household, and then from there we end up going ahead and eating whatever I make. So the crock pot or Insta pot is really good to go ahead and make. So that's Daniel. He's coming in through the door over there. So what I'm making today is ribs, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to or how I season these ribs, and then I stick them in the Insta pot to go ahead and cook them. I don't buy anything expensive, so this is Kroger. This was like $1. Dr. K is good, just as good as Dr. Pepper, just so you know. And then of course the sides, I'm gonna have green beans with bacon and onion and mashed potatoes. I'm not gonna show you how to make the sides, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how to make the main dish. Because that's of course future videos. So, and I also have, if you have a Dickey's, well, we live in Dallas, and I think there's one in El Paso and a couple of other places, but Dickey's barbecue rib is really good. I use that along with, this is a Fiesta brand Cajun seasoning, but you can have, use Slap Your Mama or Mama Rama or something like that, I don't know, but this one's a cheap one. I usually buy everything cheap because it's easy and it feeds everybody. So I'm going to start going ahead and prepping everything, and then I'll come back and then I'll show you basically what I end up doing. I'm going to take the ribs out of the package and wash them real quick, and then I'll come back when I'm already seasoning them and showing you how to prepare the liquid that goes inside the Instapot. So we'll be right back. So once you guys end up going ahead and taking the pork, I'm using pork ribs by the way, out of the package, and you can use beef if you want. You go ahead and you wash it in the sink, and then you could go ahead and place it on a flat surface where you're gonna go ahead and put some of the seasoning. Both of these have salt in them. This one a little bit more. The Cajun seasonings is usually a little bit saltier than the barbecue rub, in my opinion. So I use this sparingly, and then I use more of the Dickey's barbecue. So I've already put some of that Cajun seasoning onto the ribs, and then I go ahead and I sprinkle on the barbecue rub. Now you're going to want to go ahead and do this on both sides to make sure that they both evenly have the seasoning. That over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fold them with this flap side, with the side that's a little how would I call it? Where it has the film, you go ahead and you stick it in there into the crock pot. Sorry about the dogs. You do the same thing on the other side. Gotta love the kids. And then wash your hands. You always want to wash your hands. You wash your hands just to make sure that you don't touch any other things and that could go ahead and pass any kind of stuff onto that. So we've already gone ahead and done that. Now onto the sauce. So for the sauce, we basically just go ahead and use this barbecue sauce that we have here and this Dr. K. So the Dr. K, we use about a cup of Dr. K, and we're gonna go ahead and put that in the middle of the Instapot. So it's about a cup. Gently. And then you do about half a cup of the barbecue sauce. That's about half a cup of the barbecue sauce. Now I like to go ahead and make sure that the barbecue sauce is spread around the ribs. You're not gonna get all of the ribs, but it'll get some of them. And then as it's cooking, it'll go ahead and get the flavor of the barbecue sauce and the in this case, Dr. K. Spread it around in there and make sure that it, you try to cover as much as you can from the ribs. As you can see, the ribs have barbecue sauce in them, or on them, and the Dr. K is on there. Then you grab the lid and you seal it. Now on my, I'm gonna go ahead and move this over here a little bit so that way you guys can see. On my Instapot, it's different than some other people's Instapots because they're all different. Mine has a little knob right here that turns, there's a little button that's closed off, and then there's a little button that is for steam. So you just want to make sure that the one for steam is closed off. Then the buttons here, which I will show you in just a minute. The buttons here go ahead and tell you exactly how you could go. So it's pretty simple. Once you plug it in, you can go ahead and do chicken meat. And then you can either go quick, medium brown, or well. So we want to restart that, sorry, because it was supposed to be meat. And we do it for about an hour. Okay? So once we do it for about an hour and leave it there, it's going to go ahead and start reading it. And I wanted to show you guys the knob. You can see that it's closed. You know, the little dial's right there where the closed one is. And then, once that's done, then I'll go ahead and show you what to do. Because once it comes out of here, we're gonna go ahead and broil it for 3 to 5 minutes on high in the oven. But before we do that, we want to go ahead and make sure that we use the sauce that we made in here, because it's going to produce the sauce between the mixture of all of the spices and stuff. We're going to take that out, and with this little brush right here, or a painter's brush if you have a painter's brush that you haven't used. And then you're going to go ahead and just glaze it and then stick it in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes, so that way it goes ahead and caramelizes. And then you have your ribs. But they'll come out tender from here, and then they'll just be the last couple of 3 to 5 minutes. We'll just go ahead and just make sure that the caramelization of the barbecue sauce and stuff like that is on there. So I'll come back and show you this in about an hour when it's done. So, just so y'all are aware, the timer just went off. I'm about to put the ribs on this sheet. But first what we have to do is we have to make sure that all of the air pressure is out. So you could go ahead and do one of two things. You could go ahead and let the pressure release slowly. So after it beeps, it'll just take probably about 10 minutes for the air to go ahead and go out slowly. But after that, you might want to just go ahead and make sure you lift that nozzle to hear all of the air come out, because you do not want to try and open the Instapot while it still is pressurized, because even though it beeps, it's still keeping it warm. So once that's done, and you can kind of hear that it's released all of the air. As you can see, I made my green beans with bacon and onion and my mashed potatoes for dinner. So those sides, whenever you're going ahead and making something in the Instapot that's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour depending on what you're cooking, you can always go ahead and make the sides while it's in the Instapot. So you could wash dishes, which I just did, make the sides, and at least have the sides ready for that way the last couple of minutes before you serve, the food's ready. So if you notice, my stove is already on high, and it has been since I started the Instapot, because I want to make sure that everything is broiled. You're gonna need your brush again. Excuse me. They're all in the kitchen because they know it's almost time for dinner. They already have their dinner made, but. So once you listen to, in my Insta pot, you can hear the air pressure being released from 2 little holes whenever it's done. Some of the Insta pots have that little thing that just pops up. So once you hear the click, you can open it. Take off the lid. And then you could go ahead and see, oh, the ribs are already falling apart. So the ribs are already falling apart. But you still want to make sure that you broil them, to make sure that they still have some of the barbecue sauce. Ooh, they're already falling off the bone. Look at that. So, if you can see, both of the racks are already out. They are falling apart, and then there is some juice here, which what I do at that point is I grab the barbecue sauce. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing that I did. Set maybe like a 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. This is a 1/2 cup of, the little measuring stick is about 1/2 cup. So what you want to do is carefully tilt it over and grab some of that juice. And put it in with the barbecue sauce. 1 little scoop is good enough. I only use 1 scoop. I don't want it to be too thin for whenever I'm going ahead and putting the barbecue sauce over the ribs. We're gonna add a little bit more. About another tablespoon. And mix it around. And then all you do is just dab it on the ribs to make sure you coat them. It depends on how much barbecue sauce you want on your ribs, by the way. So once you go ahead and you're coating them, you're going to go ahead and put them in the oven on broil high for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on your oven, because you got to realize that all ovens have different settings. We're in the middle of moving. No, just kidding. The ribs are already falling off of the bone, so there's probably this last measure, just like I said, is just to make sure that there's that this goes ahead and caramelizes a little on top. And when you grab them, stick them in the oven. Set your timer for about 3 minutes. And then I'll show you once it comes out. So the timer just went off. And I'm gonna go ahead and take out the ribs so that way you guys can see what they look like once they've been in the oven. Like I said, you can put them in there for 3 to 5 minutes after you've put them in the Insta Pot, but you want to make sure that when you open the oven, you're very careful because steam's gonna end up coming out. As long as you can hear, they're sizzling. The lighting is pretty bad. There you go, there's the ribs. And all that's left to do, I already started plating, as you can see. Just go ahead and get some. Put it on a plate. They're already tender and fall off the bone, so as you can see, it's already coming off. Moment of truth, we're going to taste it. That's real good. So, this is a quick and simple, easy meal that you can make. You can see I already ate some of it right there. I made green beans with bacon and onion, mashed potatoes, and then of course the ribs. With the mashed potatoes, you don't have to have gravy or anything like that because if you just season it well, then it'll go ahead and take care of itself. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section for me, and I'll get to them, whenever I get an opportunity to. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of my ribs before I get ready to finish washing dishes and then doing all of that stuff. So once again, like, share my videos. Have better lighting there. So go ahead and share, like my videos. If you have any questions or comments, once again, just go ahead and let me know. And I'll see you next time when I make another video. It might not be an Insta Pot video, it might be a video using my air fryer. Because it's really cool because I learned most of my cooking from my mom, so she does everything on the stove. Hi! She does everything on the stove, so it's different. I go ahead and have to do her recipes, or I get the chance to do her recipes now using Insta Pot or an air fryer and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I've had to tweak it. But anyways, so I'll let you guys go until next time. And if you have any questions or anything, just like and share and reply in the comments. Thank you.